What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. The weather kind of sucks. It's been raining all day long, but I'm determined to finish the belt install on this car. Yesterday we got the front ones in here, bam, and bam, the car still totally pulled apart. I just kind of threw everything in the back yesterday when I finished up, so it's kind of a mess. But yesterday, the rear belts out of the Ibiza don't actually work direct fit into a Mark III. We had to pull the belts out of that housing, put it in the Mark III housing, but now they're good to go. So today, get the rear belts in, put everything back together, probably go through my wet vac and clean the seats, clean the carpet, and just get the interior of this car looking perfect. All right, first order of business, get all of this junk out of the back of the car. How did I even fit this in here, honestly? Oh, there we go. Thank you. There we go. All right, we have a nice empty car once again. Now I can go through and finish up this belt install. And then if you didn't see yesterday's video, right over here, these are our fancy new belts for the back of the GTI. We have a Seat Ibiza rear seat belts in the Mark III housing with the Mark III middle hanger here. This is the Ibiza housing, which isn't the problem. These massive hangers that they use in the middle, like right there, these are a problem and don't work for the Mark III. So we cut it, pulled it off, swapped over the Mark III one, and now these will work perfectly. I'm also debating if I want to go through and do these ones as well. The front belts out of the Ibiza do work in a Mark III, but the middle piece here that holds it up in the center is a little bit bigger, and it kind of like sticks as you try to retract the seatbelt. So either I'm going to swap just this over, or I'll swap the entire belt out into this housing. So if you look right here, the fronts out of the Ibiza do bolt up just fine. Everything fits like it should, and this fits, but I trimmed this down a little bit and it works, but like it doesn't quite like pull this. It kind of sticks a little bit. So I think I'm gonna go through, pull this back off, either pull this entire thing out and swap the belt over to the Mark III one, or just swap this piece if I can, and then that way it's just fully functional. I mean, it works now, but to have to push this back every single time would be a little bit annoying. But for now, let's go ahead and toss the rears in, and then we'll go from there. All right, so now that everything is back to being OEM, these should go in no problem. Also note this middle hanger here. When you have the bolt, there's a washer that goes on the back side of this, like so, and then your bolt goes through. That way, when it's on there, it can still swivel and be like it's supposed to. Look at that, buddy. Red belts. Yo, it looks so sick in this car. Look at that. Nice OEM fit, just like it should be. Everything works properly. Retracts no problem. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Couldn't figure out why this belt was sticking so bad, and then I realized, yeah, that's not how that goes. Okay, that's better. That's what I want to see. So technically at this point the car is done. We have all the belts on our four corners, but I'm gonna go back through and pull these belts out and fix this. I could just leave it, but I want to do it the right way and make sure this is fully functional and not sticking. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Okay, I lied, it is that bad. It kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. The driver's side's the bad one. This thing doesn't, there's no going back. I have to pull like this. There's just no retract. I probably could trim a bit more off of this side, which I might try first and see if that helps it out. But if not, we'll just swap the entire thing out. Decided I'm just gonna go through and swap this entire belt over to the Mark III housing, and then swap over the clip that I need for up here. I could probably just trim this and make it work, but honestly, we'll just keep it nice and OEM plus and keep all the factory Mark III stuff in here, and then just swap the belt over itself. And she's out. All right, red belts are ready for disassembly. All right, here's the before of our anniversary red belt out of the Ibiza. We're taking this belt out, taking this piece off the Mark III belt, putting this on here, and then everything will go into this housing. All right, red belt is out and our little mid piece is off. Yesterday I was going through and I was cutting the side right here so I can slide it off of the belt. But honestly, if you just go through and break the plastic a little bit, it opens this middle section up more, and you can slide the end piece right on through. So no cutting needed, just break the plastic a little bit and it comes right off. Same for this one. I'll go through and I'll break some of this plastic right here out of the way. That way it's open big enough to actually slide it off, and then swap it onto this one. And breaking the plastic won't do any damage. We're breaking the top side of here The smooth side where the belt goes is still completely intact and won't like tear your belt or anything. And obviously this ring, this whole entire piece is metal, so you're not going to do any like structural damage to it. So now the black belt is out of the Mark III housing. You can see I broke a little bit of plastic right here, just enough to be able to slide this end actually through this. Now we'll put this onto this belt in the housing, and this side will be done. All right, easy enough. One Ibiza belt and a Mark III housing with the Mark III bracket, and then still the Ibiza buckle. But all good. One more to go, and then back in the car. Done, ready to go in the car. Honestly, I should have just swapped over the belts at the very beginning, but you live and you learn, and now we know the Ibiza front seats do technically work, and the rears don't, so now we know. Okay, well, I messed up, or something happened. Driver's side's in, everything's good to go, fits nicely, OEM Plus, great. The passenger side was almost in, and I'm not sure if it was my fault or it just happened, but as I was putting this back onto here and tightening the bolt back down, it went off and exploded, shut that side out. And what it does when you do that, it locks this cable and it locks this. Now it also shot all of this out of this side here, so this whole mechanism here is toast. I'll have to actually break it apart to get it to let go. I can pull the belt back out. I can get a new one of these really simple, not a big deal, but I'm not sure if it was my fault or this just kind of went off, because normally when I take this apart, I have the flathead to hold it right where it came off. It actually slipped and spun a little bit on me, and I spun it back to where I thought was where it was at before, but I think I might have gone too much and made this too tight, and then possibly it thought that we were having an accident, and then this exploded and shot that way. So it's what it is. Like I said, I could have skipped all this and not told you because of editing, but still I wanted to share my experience. I don't know if I tightened this too much and that's what caused this to go off, or I don't know, because there's no electronics running to this. There's no plugs to this. It's just this is part of this. So I'm not sure if I was tightening it down, maybe I shook it a little bit and it went off, or if it, I don't know. I really don't know, but I just wanted to share this experience because I'm not really sure what happened. But I will say, if you're doing these, make sure you lock the wheel on the inside so you don't tighten this too much, because I think I did too much on this and it was kind of tricking this thing, or something happened. But either way, I have to go to the junkyard now, grab another belt out of a Mark III, break this one apart, get my red belt out, swap it, and then hopefully we're good to go. That side, no issue, but that side didn't spin back on me, so it's exactly where it should be. This side, I don't know. Now I'm sure there will be a handful of people telling me I'm an idiot and you shouldn't touch your seatbelts, this and that, but again, I could have edited all of that out and not showed you, but again, I'm human, I make mistakes, and I want to share what I'm doing with you guys. I'm not ashamed to mess up. I still think it happened because I wound that one too tight. Like I wound it all the way to the end, and I think it thought that it was having an accident, and that's why it went off when I was moving it around a little bit. Because like I said, there's no wires, there's no plug-in that goes to it. It's solely based off, I think, movement or how it, I don't know exactly, to be honest with you, but I think that's what happened. So the next one I do, I'll make sure it doesn't get spawned back a little bit, and I know exactly where it's supposed to go, and we'll be good to go. All right, so the actual best thing just happened. So I picked up a new housing for the GTI. That's good to go. But as soon as I got there, something pulled in. You can kind of see it back in the back of the car. Yo, I've been looking for these for the longest time, and we finally got a set in, and now I got them. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Wait till you see these things. Honestly, my seatbelt messing up was the best thing ever because, woo, wait for it. Boys and girls, we finally have a set of black leather Mark IV for Carlos. Let's go. And now it's raining. Great. All right, well, I still have a tiny bit of light left. I'm gonna try and get this swept over as fast as possible and then into the car. And we're done. Red belt in, all good to go. And this one I didn't mess up and let it go a little bit. So it's exactly where it came off, so we should be perfectly good to go. All right, so take two. Bam, red belt's in, fully functional, and this time, thankfully, nothing blew up. I really do think the first time it went off because I wound it so tight, it just thought we were getting an accident, which is why it deployed. But this one, I didn't mess up. Everything was good to go, and nothing blew up. And again, I'm not afraid to try and make mistakes. I'm a human being. Nobody's perfect. but this one is all good to go. So the plan now, since I am running out of light pretty quickly, I'm gonna go through and clean all of the seats and then all of the carpet in the car, and then come tomorrow morning, I'll give you guys like the full reveal. If I do it tonight, it'll be like grainy and dark and you can't see that well, so clean everything tonight, let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow, full reveal. So I went ahead and put all of the trim pieces back on, the door sills on both sides, and the back paneling right here. Now we can start going through and cleaning the carpet and cleaning the seats. Now, honestly, these seats are in pretty good shape, but while they're out, we might as well go through and clean them. There's a little bit of staining through this section, and then on the driver's seat, there's a tiny little bit right down here, and then right here on the back. But other than that, they're not bad at all. Compared to the Ibiza seats, these seats were so easy to clean. It took no effort. Almost all the water coming out of the seat was still clean. So whoever had them before me took great care of them. And the stains in this seat all came out. I honestly cannot believe how clean the inside of this car is now. If you guys remember, it was only a couple weeks ago, this car was full of mold, dirt. There was dog hair on everything. The whole floor was just a massive pile of dog hair. This car was bad. And in not too long, look how clean this car is. GTI seats, all our fancy red belts. I'm really starting to like this car a lot. At this point, everything is back in the car. I'll give you a quick sneak peek in the full reveal tomorrow in the light, but oh my God, dude. Oh, okay, not too much, not too much. I'm gonna show you guys the new seats for the wagon, and then we're gonna call it a night. So you guys know, I have wanted a set of these seats for the longest time. I look for them every single day, but normally they're about 5 to 1,000 euro, which I just don't want to spend for the wagon. And the cool thing about the wagon, like the spirit of that car, almost everything on that car is from the junkyard. Like we bought the car from the junkyard, and almost every piece on that wagon has come from the junkyard, which is so cool, I think, to me. Just a very low budget, fun kind of build. But now we have the seats I've always wanted, and they're from the junkyard, continuing the spirit of the build. Look at these things. Look at these things. The front seats are so minty. Look at that right there. Bam. Recaro. Looking so good. Now, they aren't perfect. The rear seats, look like someone took a knife and like cut down all of this and right there, but then they stitched it up with tan stitching, which is kind of weird. But overall, the back seats are in bad shape. Now, these are the wrong headrests. They should be ones like these, and these are actually two separate like Beetle style headrests. So eventually we'll swap those out. But boys, we have a full set of Mark IV leather recaros. I've wanted these for so long, and it's so cool. They came from the junkyard, just continuing the junkyard build. I love that wagon so much. It sucks when we leave here, I can't bring it with me, but you best believe I'm gutting all of my parts off it, and back in the States, I'll get another one and do the same kind of thing. But it's just been such a fun car. Now I finally have the seats. Oh, it feels so good. So these will go into my car, and then my seats will go into Casey's wagon, because she still has the base model seats. They're nice and clean, but they're base model seats. We gotta upgrade. All right, so with that, we are done for tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning for the reveal of the GTI. Yo, These belts are so sick. I absolutely love how OEM plus this interior has gotten. The seats, the belts, it all looks so good together. I love the red stripe on the factory radio, the steering wheel. Look at this view. I still want to go through and get the red button e-brake to match the seats and probably the golf ball shift knob. But other than that, like, this view right here is so good. It's funny because this car has pretty much only been like a side project, but now, like, dude, this car is coming together so nicely. Still a lot of things I want to do, but so far, I can't complain. But with that, again, end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.